funny thing, this morning, I was getting my breakfast, and someone here from the community came up to me and said, one of the things I appreciated about your talk yesterday was your innocence. It's all about, for me in the body, using the body, is bringing it from here to here. And the recognition that that innocence is what is really, really real here. And when he said that, it was beautiful because as he can see it in me, I can see it in him, and we have this beautiful exchange this morning. And when you started speaking about innocence, I'm like, oh my gosh, Holy Spirit, everything comes together so beautifully. And all I could think when you're speaking, Vicky, is as I'm sitting here at the village, Namaste Village, if I can be everyone's eyes, is innocence here. The community, the love. First I'm wondering, what the heck am I doing here? Honestly, my ego was a little frazzled. It's a lot of energy. I finally landed. So guys, get ready for the choo-choo train, because I don't know where this is going this week. Although when I first got here, there was quite honestly a lot of judgments in my mind. My ego was on full throttle with me. And it was so fascinating to me. And I love it when Maria La Loca comes out. I call her Maria. I love it when she comes out because I have the opportunity to remember Father, Mother, God again. It gives me the opportunity to connect to that innocence again. There's nothing wrong here. I don't care. I was talking to Ravi yesterday. I don't care how much kumbaya I've done. I don't care how much books I've read. I don't care. I even wrote a book. I go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All right? Not the cereal, but just lose my mind. So when I got here, I'm like, James had said such great things. You're going to want to move here. When I first got here, I was like, maybe you shouldn't have said such great things, because I had very high expectations. It's all the mind. It was this coming into that and coming in. And then I finally, with the work, and that's why I love what Vicky said. It's just a reminder, the practice of that. She says, I'm going to practice this today. It's the practice of that Christ vision, of the practice of being uncompromising and saying, and you know what got me here to this space that I'm so grounded and I can feel so good. And now I get what James was saying about moving here. I get it now. It took me 24 hours only. The lessons start, you start to collapse time, people. I allowed myself to be. That's what got me here. Super uncomfortable yesterday. You know what I did? I ran to my room. I meditated for 15 minutes. I was in no space, no time. Thank you, Joe Dispenza. I pulled that card out. I need to get out of my mind. And that's the work, my friends. And then I get to appreciate the love that was here and that has always been here. And today I was like, wow, thank you for that hike. You know who you are this morning. Thank you for seeing my innocence this morning. Thank you for all of you that came up to me yesterday and said, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for holding that space for me. That is what we're here for that love. But I wanted to remind you that compassion that I gave myself to not have it all together and not judge myself, there's something wrong here. I think I watched too much Dateline. I even felt a little bit unsafe. It's not like me. I was like, what is happening? I was having a talk with Ravi yesterday, and he's like, but I know this stuff. I go, I know it too. And I'm thinking all kinds of kooky things. My loves. Something happened. I touched something. I kicked something. Okay. I have long-legged and my legs are going everywhere. Are we all good? Okay. How much time are we at here? Because I could go on and on. What's happening?
It's only quarter minutes.
Okay. All right. So, speaking to that, thank you. You see, this is what I mean. It's like so taken care of. But what I'm trying to get at is what brought me to be able to wake up this morning. It wasn't something that I had to try hard to do. It was just really allowing myself to be. And then this morning, I could get up and miracles come naturally. I was back. I was like, oh, thank God. And it's not back in Maria, the personality. It's back in my true nature. I can feel it. I mean, I don't even know what to say. And there's nothing needed to say. This is it, people. Right here, baby. The question is, do you want to play the game? And when I mean the game is that, do you want to begin to elevate and be uncompromising? Do you think it was easy for me to have compassion for myself for the judgments that I was having? No. But as I like to say, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to play with God. I'm ready. I know what it is to play the other game. No, thank you. Vicky, when you were speaking, I was thinking about this story. I used to have a Spanish ministry in Los Angeles when I lived there, Unity of Burbank, and I spoke there once a month. And I had this beautiful lady come up to me. I had just given a sermon. She comes up to me. She starts crying and she says, I'm not a sinner. And she holds me. I'm not a sinner, Maria. Your sermon just reminded me I'm not guilty and I'm not going to hell. She was so relieved. And not that religion is bad, and not that the Catholic stuff and what they teach is bad. That's not what I'm even getting at. It has even nothing to do with that. Everyone has their own paths of what they need to study to get there where they want it, whatever. The whole point is that's why yesterday when I was speaking about my book, the first chapter was inspired by that lady. I'm not bad and I'm not going to hell. And this speaks to this perfectly, and then I'll wrap it up here. But what Vicky was saying, and it says, and I think I've shared this before, but it says, how did we lose touch with love? With that innocence that we were just speaking of, right? In the beginning, there was perfect happiness. Sometimes the state is referred to metaphorically as the Garden of Eden. But it's really a state of mind that's pure bliss, ecstasy, right? So this is the oneness in the mind of God, right? No judgments, sadness, anger, sickness existed, only love. Then arose a very silly thought. So this kind of comes inspired by the Course in Miracles. Is there something else? I think I want to play somewhere else, right? So that was the beginning of doubt. And as the Course suggests, no one has been sure of anything since. All right, that comes from chapter 3. Exactly when did this mistaken thought occur? The answer is just a moment ago. It happens many times before, but the only time that counts is the most recent one, because the only time that matters is now. We are constantly thinking that we're separate from God, removing ourselves from the love that is our true nature. That's why we remain in such a painful world. How long we've been there is really besides the point. So it's funny because when people ask, when did the separation occur? This moment. I was experiencing the separation. If we're going to go to the practicality, I'm all about practicality, application, stories to get down to what's going on here. I was forgetting when I first got here. I was in the judgments. I was separating. I was in the illusion. I was reliving what appears to be the separation that never occurred. I was reliving it. So, my lovely Zoom people, are you there? Whoop, whoop. Okay. All right. So, and I'll close with this. I'm happy to be back in the mind of God, to have come back to my sanity. And I hope that this gives you the opportunity to also be exactly where you are whenever you are, and have compassion and grace for yourself. Ravi has been a little under the weather, I'm going to say, right? But one of the key things when he came up to me yesterday and we talked was, and what I felt guided to tell him was compassion. And that's what I want to tell everyone here is to have compassion for ourselves, for our true selves, for our true nature, to be a little kinder, more kinder to ourselves, because that helps us to wake up to the innocence and that true nature that we are. And then we begin to have more Christ vision. But if we don't have compassion for ourselves and we want to have it together because we've been so kumbaya for so long, and I've done so many retreats and with Alibaba and I don't know, whatever we've done, it doesn't matter. We are going to forget sometimes. And please allow yourself, I've said it again, to be a hot mess. It's all good. It's all good in the hood, right? All right, so the question is, are we ready to get on the happy choo-choo train today?
Yes.
Why? Because the time has come, my beautiful people. The time has come. Why? Because you're so worthy of it. You know what's good is that when this debate is going on today, I don't know if we're going to watch it here or not, but it doesn't matter, because the innocence is what really matters, right? So I was about to say something super good there and it didn't come out, so we'll figure it out later. But it was a whole point of the debate is going to happen, and something was coming and then it went away. So obviously it's not supposed to be now. The whole point I was going to make is, while the debate is happening, we don't need to make it so real. That helps elevate the awareness. And if you do make it real, forgive yourself and have compassion. And if somebody else makes it real, you can go ahead and have compassion for them. So I invite you now, as we come into what appears to be some sort of vortex politically in the States, I invite us all to get on the happy train. So let's all get on. All aboard, baby. Beautiful Zoom people. Okay, and then all together, choo-choo.